Hey everybody, thank you for buying my digital invitation template. My name is Brenda Santos and I'm here to walk you through step by step on how to customize your website so that way you can personalize it and make it your own. All right, if you've never worked with Canva before, don't worry, I'm going to take you through each section and it's actually pretty easy and simple to do. If you do have questions, I am going to put my information below and you can reach out via Etsy or you can email me. Please give me a little time to get back to you. I usually try to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, but I do have a lot of messages coming in, so I will try to get to you as soon as possible, I promise. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first things first, how do you get to the template? Okay, so Etsy will send you an email, and in that email, you're going to have a link to download this file right here. Now, the name and the look of the overall template that we're going to work on in this tutorial may look slightly different just because I have different versions, but the process is still the same, and your files that you're going to download may have a different name, but it is basically going to be the same thing. Okay, so once you download this file from Etsy, also Etsy will have a link in your purchases folder when you go to your account. Okay, so we're going to open up this link, and it's a PDF file. And right now, the PDF file for this particular template is going to show you a picture of the template. It's got your download, and then you're also going to have how it works, basically going to give you a breakdown of how the steps that we're going to work on in this tutorial. You're also going to have another link to that same template just in case you are reading on and miss it. Okay, again, these are just written forms to jog your memory of the step-by-step process that we're going to do in this tutorial. Go to your Google Maps and how to change your countdown. Any questions that you might have, again, you can certainly reach out to me via Etsy Messenger, or you can send me an email, and I will put that information below, and you will have that readily available. Okay, so let's go back to page 1. Again, the link on page 1 and page 2 are exactly the same. I just have them there twice just for your reference. Okay, so you're going to click on this link right here, and it's going to bring you to this page. So you're going to click on View Template, but let me back up. So you do need a Canva account. You do not need the Pro account or the paid account. You can simply set that up with an email. I use a Google email, and it's super easy to do. Again, you do not need to pay for the subscription to Canva. It will work. I've set it up that way. Okay, so once you get, again, open up this template, you're going to click this link right here, and you're going to open an editor. And it's going to open up your template, and we will start going through the process step by step. You are going to start on page 2. Page 1 is your intro page. I've locked that page because it's navigation and it's how to get into your website as far as what your customers will click on your website. So we don't want to mess with that page, but you are going to start with page 2. Okay, so we're on page 2 of your website. So right here, you're going to see, this is the first image they're going to see. It's just the open envelope. This is not editable just because we want that to stay. So the first section we're actually going to edit is right here, and it's going to be your music button. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So in order to get your music, you are going to need to go to YouTube Music, and you can go to music.youtube.com, and you are going to search whatever song you want to play on your website. So for this particular one, I just did Baby Mine Instrumental. And here it is. And you're going to click on these 3 dots right here, and you're going to scroll down until you see the share. Click on that. And what you want is this link right here, and you're going to click copy. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our template. And right here on this button, you're going to double click, and you're going to see this little toolbar pop up. You want to click on the little pencil, And the link that pops in there, that's just the my link. You're going to delete that. And whatever link you just copied in YouTube Music, you are going to paste. And then you're going to click done. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to pop up this video. So what we're doing is we're going to go over here. You're going to make sure that it's selected. So click the little video. You're going to hit this transparency button right here. And we're just going to lower that to probably around, 20, 25%. I'm just going to leave it at 29. It doesn't really matter because all you're trying to do is see the envelope behind or where that little button's going to be. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to line up that little YouTube play button, and we're going to line it up with mine. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to be pretty close because that's where people are going to click. I am going to make it just slightly smaller just because I don't want it hanging over here. That's really not going to matter, but just look, people are going to click on that, so you don't want it to be on the actual invitation part. And we're going to move on to that section in a second. So once you have this lined up, all you're going to do is you're going to go and lower the opacity to 0. And you're done. So what we can do to make sure that everything is working correctly, you're going to go over here to this preview button. You're going to click that. This is going to give you a preview of what your website looks like so far. So if you want to look at it on the desktop, it's going to be this right here, but I'm going to look at it on the mobile just because it's a little more finicky and we want to make sure that it's working. So it works just like you're going to see on your phone. You're going to click here to open the second page, and this is going to bring it. So if you've done it correctly, you're going to click on the little play button, and your music will play. Okay, and I'm just going to stop it, and that is how you do the music button. Okay, now we're going to move on to the actual invitation itself. So we're going to scroll down, and here's your invitation. Again, some of the things like the artwork I've locked so that way it can't move and you're not worried about alignment. You can edit the text. So if you want to change it from baby shower, name it something else, you certainly can. But we are, for this kind of tutorial, I'm going to show you how to change the name and, to kind of just go through the sections of the text that we can edit. Okay, so we're going to change this Jessica Williams to, say, Shelby Williams. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the box, and you're just basically going to put your cursor in, and you're going to change that text. So we're going to put Shelby. It says Shelby Williams, and then now we're going to go to the next section. So if you want to change the date, I'm going to leave the date just as is, but I'm going to change that to 5 p.m. Oops. So backspace, it's going to be 5 p.m. And then, of course, you can change the Williams residence to anything you want it to say. You can change your address or your city and your state or your zip code. You also can change your font if you want to. So any of these boxes, let's say you want to change it, you can go here, and this is where you're going to select your fonts right there. So if you want to change your fonts, you just click on a box. You're going to look here, and you can select from these fonts over here, and you'll see as you scroll over, they will change. But for now, for these purposes, just because we have a certain look, we want to keep it cohesive, so I'm going to leave that way in this tutorial. So that's how you change your information on your invitation. Okay, now we're going to move down to the countdown clock. So we're just going to scroll down, and here is your countdown clock. So what you're going to do to access it and change this, so here's your date. This is simply just changing the date. So let's say you're going to do October 31st. You would just do it like we did the text boxes earlier. You're just going to change this to, and let's do October. This does not change the clock. It's simply just a text line to show what we're counting down to. So we're going to do 2026. Now to change the countdown clock itself. You're going to click on it and you're going to double click and it will open up an app here. If you're doing it for the first time, it will tell you to open the app. It's okay to go ahead and open that, and then it'll bring you to this menu right here. Now you can see right here it says another user owns this countdown clock, and that is me because I made the template. You can clone the countdown clock, right? But you only have 3 uses before it makes you pay. It is free up to 3 times. I've got it at 3 just because I've done the tutorial a couple of times, and I'm on my 3rd count. But I'm going to walk you through how to do it. So what you're going to do is, when it says this, you're just going to do clone this countdown. And it will show you that it's, for whatever reason, pops down here, okay? So all you're going to do is take it and drag it up here, and we're going to resize it to make it smaller. Switch this over. So approximately about the same size, right? And we're going to take the old one and we're going to delete it, okay? And we're going to push this one back up where that one was. Let's make it a little smaller just because that was kind of big. We're going to drag it to where it looks. Okay, so now we're going to double click it again. And now we're going to update it. So remember we changed it to October 31st. So all we're going to do is put in 10/31/2026. Of course, this will be whatever date you choose. You can change the time zone here. I'm going to leave it American Chicago, but any other time zone that you need to change it to, you certainly can. Okay, so once you have that, all you're going to do is update countdown. And you're going to see that it's going to change. You may have to reposition it just a little bit. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. You're just going to reposition it, and that will be updated to show the new countdown. So again, if you want to change the date, you just double click it. You don't have to reclone it because now this is kind of your countdown clock. So let's say you wanted to do it to December 31st. You would just update the clock again, and it's going to show you that it's 149 days from right now when I'm doing the tutorial. So just for the sake of continuity, we're going to keep it 10/31/2026, and we're going to update the countdown clock again, and you're going to see that it's going to change it right there. And that's how you edit your countdown clock. So again, important thing to remember is you only have 3 attempts to do it. You should only need 1. And just remember that once you do clone, it's going to usually pops it down a little lower on the page. So before you redo it thinking it didn't work, just scroll down and make sure that it didn't pop up. Okay, and that again is how you do your countdown clock. Okay, now we're going to move over to our scroll down and go to our Google's Maps link. Here you're going to have where we have our venue. Again, you can change the residence, the Williams residence, to whatever you want it to say. Here is your address again, and here is your city and state. These are all editable. Again, you would just change this to say whatever you want it to say. This is not the link part, but it's just to show the your guests what this link is going to point to. Okay, I've chose 123 Main Street just because we are going to be using the Magic Kingdom. So you are going to go to Google Maps, and you're going to type in your address here, whatever address you want it to be. And here we did Magic Kingdom. It's going to take us here. So once you have your address in and it's populated right there, you're going to click your share button and you're going to copy your link. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our template, and you're going to come to this Google Maps box, and you're just going to click it, and then you're going to have this menu pop up, and you're going to click the pencil again, and you're going to delete the link that I have in there, and you're just simply going to paste your link into this box, and you're going to click done. Okay, again, to preview, we're going to go here to preview. Again, we're going to look at it on the mobile app. Click it, and then we'll scroll down. If you click your map right here, you're going to see that it pops up and it goes to your Google Maps. And that is how you change the link to your Google Maps. All right, now let's move on to the RSVP section. Right here, this is not editable because I already have it linked and we don't want to break those links to the next page. But how you edit your RSVP form is you're actually going to come over here to page 3. You're going to click on that, and this is your RSVP form. Okay? Just like we did before, you're going to double click on it, and it is going to bring over your form. Questions and so where you can change these. So right here is going to be question 1. If you want to change the questions here, you can. This is a checkbox here. So will you be attending the baby shower? It corresponds with here. You can put in your responses here. If you want to change them, if you want to add another option, you can do that. If you want to change it to like this is a multiple choice. If you want to change it to like a short answer or a checkbox, you can do that as well. Or any of these other options you can do. Okay. The next section of that is I have how many people will be joining us, including yourself. That is going to give them a number and they can fill that in right here. Okay. The next one is going to be, and let me close that down. And then here we go. So how many people will be joining us? Then this is a food allergy section. Again, you can go in and add, once you click on it, you can add anything, you can change it. You can also move the order around. And if you want another option, you would just add that right there. Okay, so I'm going to delete that because we're not going to add that in. And then right here is a stay connected section. So if they want to put in their email, just so if you want to send reminders, any kind of updates to your party, you can do that too. Again, this is editable. You can write whatever you want, or if you don't want it, you can delete it. Any of these sections right here, if you do these little 3 dots, you can make that question required. If you don't, then of course, they don't have to fill it out. So let's say you want to require their name, you would come here. I've got it set to required. If you don't want it required, you can uncheck it or you can check it back. Okay. So again, you can change any of these things. These are a number fill out. You can do short answer, you can do check boxes, any of those things. Okay, once you're happy with it, you basically just click off of it and it will make any updates. So let me just show you how that works. So let's say, oh, I don't know. Let's add something to food allergies, okay? And let's put gluten-free. Okay, so you can see as you're typing, it pops up in here. And I accidentally hit new option, so we're going to delete that. So now you've got your gluten-free at the bottom, but let's say that's important for you to have answered, so you would come up here and you might put that as your first option. Okay, you can scroll that down anywhere you want to. Right here, if it is important, like if you want to make sure that you cover any allergies, any special requests for food, you can hit required. And now whenever they fill out this form, they are going to have to fill out that question. Okay, and then once you're done, you just basically close it and your form is set and it is saved. Now, once you get ready, once your invitation goes out and you want to check your responses, you're going to come here and you're going to click this box right here. Let me just make sure you're going to select your form and then you're going to go to responses right here. Okay. So right now you don't have any responses, but any responses would be here and you'll be able to see who's RSVP'd, what their preferences are, and any of those things. Now, one thing I do want to point out, the more things you add, do you see how this has to grow? So what you're going to do is you're going to click here and you're simply just going to drag your web page down just a little bit so that way it makes sure and shows your form. Again, one way to check it is you're going to go to your preview button. We're going to stay on mobile. Click here. You're going to scroll down. Again, this is going to be what they click on. But once you click on it, it's going to pop you over to your RSVP page. So this is what your RSVP page will look like. And you can see that the gluten-free option that we added is in there, along with any questions that you may have added or deleted. So this should be your updated form in your preview. Okay, and that is how you change your RSVP form. All right, so I went ahead and populated the RSVP form, so I filled it out so you can see what it's going to look like when you get responses. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your RSVP page once you've sent out and published your website, and you want to check any responses. You're basically going to go just to the RSVP page on page 3. You're going to click your form, and again, up here, it's going to say responses. You will click that, and you're going to see I filled it out. So here's one. So your total responses is 1, which is mine. You're going to have your responder name, timestamp, and then the answers to the questions. So here's your name. I put I joyfully accept. 2 people. I put a seafood allergy, and then I put in my information as far as the email, info@silverhivedesigns.com. Okay, and consequently, that's the email you can send if you have any questions. So from here, you can also click on this, and it's view responses. It is going to show you all of your responses here, but you can also do click to sheet or link to sheet. And then you're going to open in linked sheet. Here we go. And there you go. And it'll put it into a kind of like an Excel or a Google Sheets spreadsheet for you. So that way you can go in and edit them or sort them or, use any of that information that you're going to need to put together your head counts, your food, all those kind of things, any answers to the questions that you have. So that is how you check your responses to your RSVP page. All right, now that we've completed our RSVP form, we want to go back to our main page so that way we can move on to our wish list link. So the way to get back there is you're going to go to page 2, and you're going to click on that, and it's going to bring you back to your main page. Okay, so we're going to scroll down past all the sections we've worked on, and here's your wish list. Okay, so you can use any wish list link you like. I personally have gone to this one. It is just a free, gift registry that you can use. But if you have like an Amazon wish list, any other thing, all you need is the link. Okay, so all I'm going to do for this registry is I'm going to click and highlight that, and I am going to copy the hyperlink to that. And then we're going to go back to our template. And you're simply just going to do it the same way we did the others. You're just going to click on the box. You're going to see the little pencil here. You're going to click on that, and you're going to delete the link that was in there before, and you're going to paste it. Okay, and then once you do that, you're going to click Done. And then again, to check it, you're going to come over to Preview. Here's your opening page. You're going to scroll down to wish list. If you click on it, your wish list should pop up. Your gift registry should pop up. So again, it's like an Amazon, Target, a baby store, any link you can put in there, and it'll take them to that page. And that is how we do our baby registry. Okay, now that we've got our baby registry link updated, we're going to scooch down and go to the next editable section. These 2 sections are not editable just because they're books for baby, and it just kind of gives your guests information on, to bring a book to the shower and how the Diaper Raffle works. So these are just kind of images, so those are not editable. The next section or in the final section that's editable is the thank you portion. So you can come here if you want to change this thank you to say something else. What you're going to do is you're going to click it and you're going to right click and you're going to unlock it. And then you can change your font if you want to, and then you can edit any text in there. But I'm going to go ahead and lock that back just because we want to keep it from moving around because we have these little kind of decorative ornaments right there. So again, here you can edit this. I do have where it's clickable. If you want to leave this same sentiment, you certainly can, or you can add in your own wording there. And then right here, you can edit the names. This is Shelby and Matthew. We're going to keep it the same. But again, like if you wanted to change it to, I think we had Jessica in that last one, you can move that back. And so, but let's go back to Shelby. And that is how you edit your final section here on your invitation. All right, now that we've edited all of our information and we have our website customized the way we want to, we're going to do one final preview and make sure everything is still working and looks good. Okay, this is your desktop version. I always like to go to the mobile version just because sometimes things can move around and we want to make sure that everything is visible on here. All right, so we're going to go to click to open. But before we do that, I want to show you right here at the bottom, it shows include navigation menu. I like to check that because it gives you links to go back to other pages if you need to. You don't have to do that. The only thing is they will not be able to go back and forth. So let's say if they're in the details page or RSVP page, they can't jump back to the beginning envelope. Or if they're in the details or they're in the RSVP, they can't go back to the details, okay? So I went ahead and checked that, and let's do click to open, and this is how they should see it on their mobile phone. So you go through, let's double check, make sure our music is working. Okay, we can uncheck that. Here's the info that we updated, our countdown clock, our venue, double check our Google Maps. That is working. Okay, let's check our RSVP form. Okay, so the RSVP form is showing correctly. It is showing the information that I populated already. So it says response saved. This is where I was talking about the links because they're in here. They may not know what to do and how to get back. So you can click on details and it'll take us back to that original page. Here's the countdown clock. Again, there's the Google Maps. We just checked the RSVP. Here's our wish list. Let's make sure. Yep, that's working. And then here's your books for baby, your diaper raffle, and then here's the thank you that we did. Again, here's the return to envelope link that's at the bottom. And then, of course, you have your hyperlinks right here. Okay, so let's close this. So now let's go on to publish our website. So what we want to do is before we do anything, we want to go ahead and change the name of the file. So let's just do honeybee. You can change it to whatever you want it to be. Honeybee shower. Okay. So that is what your template's going to be called. And then we're going to come over here to publish website. And now what it's going to have us do is it's going to have us pick an URL. So basically it's the web's address that you're going to create for your guests to go to. So let's do whatever's available. So let's say if I put Shelby in, it's going to say that that URL is not available. So you're just going to have to find an original one. I'm going to put in honeybee shower. And that seems to be available, so we can use that, okay? So then, last thing we're going to do is go to settings, and we're going to change this to social media link preview, and you're going to check that because what it's going to do is it is going to give them a cute little preview of what your shower is going to look like when you share the link. and send that out to your guests. Okay, and then it's also going to show, again, the web link that you created, the URL. So it's going to be honeybeeshower.my.canva.site. And then right here, it's going to have the name that you selected right here to name your template. So that's why I changed it, because you want it to read something cute. So just be mindful of when you do the social media link, and in other sections, people will be able to see what you named your file. So just choose a name that you're okay with people seeing. All right, so once we have all those done, so we've got your honeybee shower, your site, all we're going to do is click publish. And now you're up and running. And so the only thing left to do is let this finish. And then you can go to view your site. And it should be live. So this is what it will look like. Here are our changes, our countdown clock. Of course, we're on a desktop, so that's why it looks like that. And then right here is what we created. So honeybeeshower.mycanva.com. So if you go back to your envelope, you can select this, hit copy, and you share this link with your guests. And that is how you publish and get your website all ready to go. I hope this tutorial has made it easy for you to customize the template and make it your own. But if you do have questions, please feel free to email me at info@silverhivedesigns.com, or you can find me on Etsy. You can either go to this website, designsbysilverhive.etsy.com, or you can simply scan the QR code. It will take you to my Etsy shop, where you will just click this button, the contact button, and you can leave me a message. I will try to reach out to you as quickly as possible. But again, thank you so much for your purchase, and happy designing.